Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to a roundup of some of the latest news from the world of Formula 1. Kicking us off then, and Pierre Gasly has said that he is not on a mission to destroy new teammate Max Verstappen next season. Of course, following Daniel Ricciardo's surprise decision to join Renault for 2019, Red Bull decided to promote Pierre Gasly, who has had an impressive year with Toro Rosso, to the team as the Aussie's replacement. The decision to take Gasly did not ultimately come as a surprise, but it has raised questions about how well he will perform against the highly rated Dutchman. But Gasly says he is not driven by the opportunity to potentially expose Verstappen in 2019. The Frenchman said, "You always need the time to get used to everything, but hopefully I will be quick to work with the team and the car. I've known the team at Red Bull Racing for a while, and at their request I have already been in the simulator, and I hope to be at ease soon. It's not my wish to destroy Max. We are both drivers, and of course I'm going there to be the best. I want to be the best Formula 1 driver on the grid, and he has the same desire. It's nice to have someone next to you who is so fast, so you can bring out the best in each other. We are going to experience great times." With Pierre Gasly joining Red Bull and Charles Leclerc heading to Ferrari for 2019, there is already much intrigue and anticipation over how they will fare versus their new teammates. Toto Wolff says that he would be overwhelmed by a return to Formula 1 next season for Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein's F1 career came to an abrupt end following the 2017 season after the German lost his seat at Sauber to Charles Leclerc and was not picked up by another team on the grid. But despite a year away from the sport, Wehrlein, who was released from the Mercedes Young Driver programme last week, has been heavily linked with a return to the sport with Toro Rosso, and that's something his former boss would be very happy to see. Toto Wolff stated, "Obviously, we felt also together with Pascal that this was the best outcome for him. My opinion of him is still very high, and it looked like that we could be possibly blocking his future career. This is not what we wanted, and he also felt that he needed to do it on his own and give it a go on his own. I would be overwhelmed and happy if he on his own would find his way into Formula 1 or a professional racing career." It is expected that Daniel Kvyat will be announced as one of Toro Rosso's drivers for next season at this weekend's Russian Grand Prix. But as for his teammate, there are still a number of names being thrown around, including Pascal Wehrlein, but also Robert Kubica, Stoffel Van Dorn, Dan Ticktum, Mick Schumacher, and there is still the possibility that Brendan Hartley will keep his seat in 2019. Sergio Perez has confirmed that he did hold talks with McLaren over a possible return to the team for 2019, but says that he never seriously considered moving back to the Woking team. Perez, who replaced Hamilton at McLaren in 2013, had been heavily linked with a return to the team, but after talks went no further and Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris were confirmed by McLaren, it has become widely expected that he will be staying at Force India for next season. And the Mexican, who also said that he would be very happy staying at his current team, stated, "We talked. I think at the time I already knew what I was doing. They were quite interested in my plans, but there was not really much to add because I knew by then my plans. I'm quite happy with what I have, and I believe it's the best option for my future. One day you can be very close to a top car, and the next day you find yourself with no seat at all. You can't take anything for granted. I arrived into a great place with Force India. I came here when the team was very small, one of the smallest. I think we've grown, and the past 2 seasons have been tremendously good for us. If you are not in a Mercedes or in a Ferrari seat, Force India becomes a very attractive place. We've beaten everyone in the past 2 years. I've grown up a lot with the team. I'm happy with my plans." During his time at McLaren, Sergio Perez picked up a total of 49 points, finishing 11th in the Drivers' Championship, but struggled against teammate Jenson Button, who scored 73 points and finished in 9th. Lance Stroll believes that he has not yet reached his full potential in Formula 1 and says that Williams' poor performance this season has hidden his development. 12 months ago, the Canadian had picked up a solid 28 points, had had a front row start in Monza and picked up a podium during a crazy race in Baku. However, a year on and Stroll has had just the one Q3 appearance and has picked up just 6 points so far. But Lance, who is expected to make the move to Force India for next season, says he has much more to offer, but his car is preventing him from doing so. Stroll said, "Unfortunately, it's been a challenging year with the car and the team, so I haven't really been able to demonstrate that to a certain extent, but I do believe I've got better in that area. I feel like I'm a lot more on top of the car. I know that from a position point of view, that doesn't show because of where we are as a team. I'm still only 19, so I think I'm far from reaching my potential as a driver. I still have so much to learn and I gain so much experience every time I get in the car. I still feel I'm learning. So, there's definitely a lot more to come. But at the same time, when I reflect on where I was last year, I think I've come a long way as a driver with seat time and experience." So then, let's use this story for this week's question then. And do you think that Lance Stroll has improved this year? And also, how do you think he will get on at Force India next season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And finally, Kimi Raikkonen's manager has spoken about the Finn's decision to switch to Sauber for 2019. Kimi Raikkonen has been dropped by Ferrari for next season, with Charles Leclerc stepping up and taking his place. But it was expected that, should Ferrari make such a move, the Finn would retire from Formula 1 altogether. However, he surprised everyone by choosing to move to Sauber instead. And now his manager Steve Robertson has explained the reasoning behind the decision. He stated, "Kimi wants to drive F1 cars. He loves it. People are surprised because, having driven for Ferrari for so many years, most people expected him to retire, sit on his yacht and enjoy the rest of his life. But he loves driving F1 cars. He gets a buzz from that. Kimi loves being on the edge. If he's not doing this, he wants to ride motocross, but this is the pinnacle for him. And once we knew that it wasn't going to happen at Ferrari, he wanted to do a deal." I think you have to look at the situation of Sauber as well. They have some backers now. 2 years ago, would he have gone there when the team was hanging on? Firstly, they couldn't even have afforded him, and secondly, it was a ship that was sinking. Now, they've taken on Kimi, an A-lister in F1, a world champion, and it shows their intent, where they want to be. At the end of the day, two parties want the same thing. He wants to help them. Kimi Raikkonen, who will be 39 when he returns to the team next year, had his first seat fitting with Sauber earlier this week, and that has prompted speculation that he could test for the team later this year, although nothing has been confirmed at the time of recording. That is it for this week's news roundup then, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts on Lance Stroll's comments and how you think he will fare at Force India next season. But also, how do you think Pierre Gasly will perform versus Max Verstappen in 2019? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Now, I will be back tomorrow night live at 7 PM UK time for the midweek stream, and the next video on the channel will be the weekend warm-up, basically a renamed race preview with a couple of tweaks and additions, and that will be up on Thursday at 4 PM. In the meantime though, you can follow me on social media. Links to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and to Discord are all in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, this has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.